Check, it's a very important question from the examination point of view. Check whether 301 is a term in the list of these numbers. So whether at somewhere in this list 301 exists or not. So in the previous class itself I told you, if 301 exists in this list, how to find it? If it is not existing in this list, it is not found in the list, then what is that we have to find out here? To find out whether 301 is there in the list or not, what we have to do? So we have to find out the value of n. Value of n. If n is a natural number, for example, if I take first, if I get n is equal to 1, then definitely the first number will be there 5. Second means it will be 11. Third will be 7. 2.5 means you will not get a 17 or 23. 2.5 means neither will be 23 nor 17. So if a number n you are getting a decimal or fraction means, so consider that 301 is not in the list. So to prove that 301 exists in this list, you need to find out the value of n, and it should be a natural number. So before we go and find the value of n, let us prove that this given list of number is in AP. First we have to prove that. So they have not told anywhere this is AP. Observe the question clearly. Check whether the 301 is a term in the list of numbers. They have told only list of numbers, not told clearly whether it is AP or not. First let us check whether it is AP or not. So you know this is A1, A2, A3, A4. Only 4 numbers are given. All the 4 numbers are in AP or not, let us see. So find the difference. A2 minus A1. It is 11 minus 5. So what is the answer? It is 6. Then A3 minus A2. Third term minus second term. 17 minus 11. It is 6. A4 minus A3. 23 minus 17. So it is again 6. So look at the common difference is same here. A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2 is equal to A4 minus A3. So it is an AP. It is an AP. You have concluded that it is AP. After proving that it is AP, the list of numbers, what the list of numbers given is AP, we have proved that. Now let's go and find out whether 301 is there or not. This number 301 is there or not. Let us take this 301 is some nth term. We do not know. First term means I can say it is 5. Second term means I can say it is 11. Third term means I can say 17. Fourth means I can say 23. But 301 we cannot tell now. So let us find out where it exists. So let us take, let an is equal to 301. So 301 is the nth term of the list, and find out what are the possible information you can collect from here. The first term, and already you have found out the common difference. So you write that one. So in this A is equal to first term. What is the first term here? It is 5. A is 5. Common difference you have calculated, that is 6. So let us use this one to nth term formula. An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So now in place of an, we have to write 301. So we have taken that as the nth term of this list. So A, first term, that is 5, plus we have to calculate n value, right, as it is n minus 1 into D, it is 6. So let us simplify. 301 is equal to 5 plus 6 into n, 6n minus 6. Now 301 is equal to 6n, let me write first, 5 minus 6. Negative number is greater, therefore you write minus 1, 6 minus 5. So minus 6 plus 5 gives you minus 1. Transfer this minus 1 to the left hand side. 301 plus 1 is equal to 6n. Okay, so now you are getting 301 plus 1 is equal to 6n. So 6n will be equal to 302. 6n will be equal to 302. So n is equal to 302 divided by 6. Now we divide this one. If you get a natural number, then it is proved that 301 is found in the list. You are not getting a natural number means, then you can declare it is not found in the list. So therefore, that is division. So 6 in the dividement. You divide this one. 6 ones are 6, 6 threes are 18, 6 fives are 30. Then, is it possible to divide this one? Is it possible to divide? You cannot divide. You can divide it by 2. 2 threes are, 2 ones are, okay, 2 fives are again. So you are getting 151 by 3. So look at this, you are not getting a natural number. So you are getting a fraction, a number in the form of fraction. There you can conclude. So n is not a natural number. N is not a natural number. So therefore 301 is not a term. Not a term of AP. The given AP. You can write it is not a term of the given AP. You conclude that n is a natural, is not a natural number. N is not a natural number. Therefore it is not in the list. Okay. Now look at this. How many two-digit numbers are divisible by 3? So what is the smallest two-digit number? 10. Smallest two-digit number is 10. So starting from 10, what is the greatest two-digit number? 99. So in between 10 and 99, in between 10 and 99, so how many numbers are divisible by 3? That we have to find out now. So how many two-digit numbers are divisible by 3? This number 3. And the smallest two-digit number is 10 and the greatest two-digit number is 99. 10 is not divisible. The next number is 11 is also not divisible. What is the number which divides, which is actually divisible by 3? So in this row, so 12 is the first number divisible by numbers divisible. Okay, that is right. Two-digit numbers divisible by 3. So they are like this. So 10 is not divisible, 11 is not divisible. Let's go to 12 is divisible, 13 not possible, 14 not possible, 15. So like that it goes. 15 plus 3, 18. You know divisibility rule. Divisibility by 3. Sum of the digits are divisible by 3 means the given number is also divisible by 3. 2 plus 1, it is 3. So 3 is divisible by 3. Therefore 12 is divisible. 1 plus 5, 6. 6 is divisible by 3. So 15 also divisible. So 1 plus 8, 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So therefore 18 also divisible by 3. Using this divisibility rule, let us see the last number. 99. 9 plus 9, 18. 18 is divisible by 3. Therefore 99 must be divisible by 3. So the last digit that is divisible by 3 is 99. What is the last number that is divisible by 3 is 99. The first number and the smallest number divisible by 3 is 12. So it starts from 12, ends at 99. You have the first term and also you have the last terms. But how many numbers are there in between 12 and 99? So including 12 and 99. That we need to find out. This is first, second, third. This is which term of this AP. So how many terms are there? We need to calculate. So from this, it is an AP definitely. Divisibility by 3 means definitely it will be in AP. So now, what are the details you can collect from this one? From this, A is equal to 12, the first term of this AP. Common difference D is equal to, subtract 15 minus 12, it is 3. So you got first term A and the common difference D is equal to 3. And you can also write AN is equal to 99. So nth term is also 99. Okay, in this data, in this arithmetic progression, we are having the first term A is equal to 12, common difference D is equal to 3, and nth term is 99. So what is that we have to find out here? N is equal to question mark. So how many terms are there from 12 to 99? So use this formula again. Nth term, A is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. A first term. First term is 12 plus n we have to calculate n minus 1 into d. Common difference it is 3. Common difference we got it as 3. Now simplify this one. 99 is equal to 12 plus multiply this inside. 3n, 3 into n, 3n minus 3 ones are 3. So 99 is equal to, look at this number 12 and this 3. This is positive and negative. 12 minus 3. It is 9 plus 3n. Now you transfer this 9 to the left side. 99 minus 9 is equal to 3n. So therefore 90 is equal to 3n. Or 3n is equal to 90. So it implies n is equal to 90 by 3. It is 30. So how many terms are there? There are how many terms are divisible by 3? 30. 30 two-digit numbers. 30 two-digit numbers are divisible by 3. So this is the conclusion. We have 30 numbers, two-digit numbers, which are divisible by 3. Now, the given question you need to find out the 11th term from the AP from the last, not from the beginning. This is from this reverse direction. So 11th term from here means it is easy. You can apply an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d and find out a11. But here it is not like that. You need to find out the 11th term from this one. You need to make this as first term. There are two methods. Directly you can find out, or you reverse the AP itself. That is another method. First let us do it directly. Here how many terms are there? Let us see now. So first term a is equal to 10 and d is equal to 7 minus 10. It is minus 3. So an is equal to minus 62. See, this is the data we collected from this list. See, 7, 10, 7, 4 and last term is minus 62, and this is which term of this given AP we need to find out. Because I want from this side 11th term, then which is this term, where it is lying. So which is that number we need to find out. So therefore again we use the same formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So nth term is minus 62. A value is 10 plus n minus 1 into d value it is minus 3. Let us write inside the bracket. So minus 62 is equal to 10. Multiply minus inside. Minus 3n, then this becomes plus 3. So minus 62 is equal to 10 plus 3, 13, minus 3n. Now what do you do? Transfer 3n to the left side and 62 to the right side. So then it becomes 13 plus 62. So 3n is equal to, it becomes 75. So therefore n is equal to 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are. So how many terms are there? Totally we have 25 terms in this list. 25 terms. So therefore there are total 25 terms. There are total 25 terms. Now come to this question once again. I will write this AP once again for your understanding. 10, 7, 4, last one is minus 62. See now, this is the 25th term. This is A1, this is A2, this is A3 and last this is A25. 25th term. The question they asked from this direction, what is the 11th term? This we have to make first term A1 and like this we want to find out this A11. From this direction A11. From this direction it will be what number? So what number will be here? Okay. From this direction, suppose 25th term you make it as A1 and you keep coming like this A1, A2 and if you increase it like A2, A3 like that it comes. Somewhere A11 will be there and the same A11 will be here in this slide. If you count from this side A1, A2, A3, what is this number? How to find out? So there are 25 terms. Subtract 11 terms from the 25 terms. Subtract 11 terms from the 25 terms. See, 1, 2, 3, up to 25, 25, 24, 23, 20, 2, like that. 1, 2, 3. How many numbers you have to subtract? 11 terms. 11th term I want.
The 14th term.
14th term. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
You are subtracting 25 minus 11. It is 4 and it is 1. You are getting 14th term. But it cannot be 14th term. It must be 15th term. See, because you have subtracted 11 terms from this list. You have subtracted 11 terms from the list. Once you subtract the 11 terms from the list, then this will be 14 terms. From up to here, this is 14 terms. See, this is, you have minus 11 terms. Then this will be 14 terms. But what is the question they have asked? We want the 11th term, this one. We want this one. But when you subtract 11 terms, you will get 14 terms. But 14th term, if you calculate, you will get this number, not this one. So what is that we want to find out here? Which term will be there? 11th term from this direction. From this direction it should be 15th term. It should be 15th term. You write down the numbers and check it and tell me tomorrow. Okay. So let us see. Again, 11th term from the end should be the 15th term from the beginning. So you can write 11th term. 11th term from the last must be 15th term from the beginning. Okay, that should be 15th term. So now let us calculate the 15th term. So a n is equal to, we have a plus n minus 1 into d. So an, so let us write it as a15. So a value is 10, n minus 1 means 15 minus 1 into d value it is minus 3. D value 7 minus 10. So if you simplify 10 plus this is 14 into minus 3. So tell me, 10 this will become minus, what is 14 3s are? Huh? What is it? 42. A15 is 10 minus 42. It is equal to minus 32. So this is the 15th term in this case. So here 15th term, then from the last it is the 11th term. So you can conclude like this. The 11th term from the last. So 11th term from the last is minus 32. Minus 32. So this is one way of doing the question. There is one more way, R. So let us check it, how to find this one. So given AP is like this. Let me write given AP. It is 10, 7, 4. 10, 7, 4. Last term is minus 62. It is minus 62. To find out the 11th term from the last, let us reverse the AP. Reverse the AP. So it becomes minus 62 first term. Then it goes like this: 4, 7 and 10. So when you reverse this AP, so A will be equal to minus 62 and D will change. In the previous example, common difference was minus 3. Now you look at this 7 minus 4 or 10 minus 7, it is 3 plus 3. It becomes plus 3. Okay. Then nth term is AN. Last term is now 10. In the previous case it was minus 62. Okay. Now we need to find out A11. A11 is equal to question mark. 11th term, directly you can find out the 11th term from this direction. So let us use the formula. AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. So A11 is equal to A value. A value it is minus 62 plus N minus 1, 11 minus 1. D value it is now 3, positive 3. Okay, so now simplify this one. Minus 62 plus 10 into 3. So minus 62 plus 30. So your answer is minus 32. So this is the 11th term. You can do in this way also. You understood the difference between these two? Okay. Look at this question once again. Find the 11th term from the last term of this AP. From this direction you have to find out the 11th term. For that, first you calculate how many terms are there in this AP. How many terms are there? We got it 25 terms. From this side 11th term means that A11 from this side means from this side it should be A15. A15 from this side should be the 11th term from the last. So that you have to find out. So first we calculated how many terms are there, that is 25 terms using this. 25 terms if you calculated, then there are 25 terms I wrote. Then as I said, 11th term from this direction must be the 15th term from this beginning. So that I explained in detail. Then use the same formula. An is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. A15, 10 plus, this will become 14 into minus 3 and the answer is minus 32. So again the same question you can do in another way. Reverse the AP itself. This is the given AP. The given AP is this one, 10, 7, 14. They asked us to find out the 11th term from the end. So therefore, instead of doing from this direction, reverse the AP itself, minus 62 you write first and this at the end. Then naturally 11th term will become from the beginning. From this side, you will calculate the 11th term and the same answer you will get, that is minus 32. So substitute minus A is equal to minus 62, 11 minus 1. Only difference here, in the given AP, D was negative. When you reverse the AP, D changes its sign. Minus 3 change it to plus 3. That you should be very careful. When you are reversing the AP, the common difference also changes. The positive number will become negative, negative number will become positive when you reverse the AP. The given question, a sum of ₹1000 is invested at 8% simple interest calculation. Rate of interest is 8% per year and calculate the interest at the end of each year. After calculating, check that interest you will get is in AP or not. If so, then find the interest rate at the end of 30 years. The 30th year, what is the interest that you will get, that you have to calculate. And here, let us write the data. P value, principal value, it is ₹1000. It is 1000. Rate of interest. So rate of interest is equal to 8% per annum per year. Okay. Time for every year you have to calculate. Okay. The formula to find out the simple interest, you know that. Simple interest formula is equal to PTR by 100. So let us calculate interest for 1 year or at the end of 1 year. Interest for 1 year or at the end of 1 year, it will be P value 1000 into time 1, rate of interest 8 divided by 100. You can cancel zeros here, 2 zeros and 2 zeros cancel. Remaining thing let us write as it is. It will be 10 into 8, 80 rupees. So it will be rupees 80. Similarly, let us see interest for 2 years. At the end of 2 years, interest you are going to get at the end of 2 years for this investment. So this is same amount 1000. Time changes to rate of interest is same. PTR by 100. P principal time T. Rate of interest R divided by 100. Again you can cancel this 2 zeros, 2 zeros. You will get, so the solution, this one, 8 2s are 16, 16 into 10, 160. So rupees 160. Okay. Then similarly interest for 3 years. That means at the end of 3 years, what is the you are going to get interest? So let us write 1000 into 3 into 8 by 100. You can guess and tell me. 8 3 is 24, rupees 240. Okay. Now the interest that I got, let us write here systematically. Interest at the end of first year, second year, third year respectively will be rupees 80, then rupees 160, rupees 240, then naturally rupees 320. It will come like this. Now is it in AP or not? Is it in AP or not? Do this interest form AP or not? That is the question.
Yes, sir.
So yes, the list, this is in AP. This is in AP. The rate of interest, given rate of interest. So this list is in AP because rupees 80 is added every time. You can write on this one more step. So you write this common difference. 160 minus 80 is equal to 240 minus 160 is equal to 320 minus 240. All these things are equal to 80 only. Therefore, it is in AP. It is in AP, arithmetic progression. If this is in AP, we need to calculate the interest at the end of 30 years. Interest for 30th year, what is the interest that we are going to get, that we need to find out here. So now what you have to do here, AP is given. Now the given AP is in this form. This is AP. Okay. And from this one, say let me write again. 80, 160, 240. It is an AP. Now A is first term. A1. It is 80. Common difference is also 80. And I want to find out the nth term. AN is question mark. And n is 30. 30th term I want. A 30th term I want. A 30. A 30th term I want to find out. N is equal to 30. So let us find out A 30. So or otherwise, interest at the end of 30th year is equal to AN. So that is A plus N minus 1 into D. A 30 is equal to, first term A is 80 rupees. N minus 1, because N is 30, there are 30 terms. 30 minus 1 into D, common difference is also 80. First term also 80, common difference is also 80. You can see here. First term is 80, common difference also 80, and I want the 30th year interest, therefore N is equal to 30. We are substituting in this formula. So A30 will be equal to 80 plus 29 into 80. So let us simplify this one. 80, 0, 8 9 is 72, 7, 16 plus 7, 23. So therefore add them. 0, 0, 3 plus 1, 4, 2400. A30. So this is the interest you will get at the end of 30th year for the same amount. Rupees 1000 principal value at the rate of 8% per annum. The interest that you will get at the end of 30th year, it is 2400 rupees. The amount.